Right now, three separate pillars of our digital infrastructure, cloud servers, state-level research, and enterprise AI, are facing critical, overlapping vulnerabilities. We are tracking a foundational cloud flaw that went undetected for 16 years, targeted espionage hitting North American universities, and an AI milestone that effectively neutralizes digital anonymity. The proximity of these threats points to a baseline architecture in our digital economy that remains far more fragile than the industry admits. Look at the physical servers running your cloud applications. Since 2008, a critical vulnerability known as Januscape has been hiding inside the Linux KVM virtualization layer that powers them. Through a VM escape, an attacker breaks out of an isolated guest virtual machine to seize control of the underlying host server. AWS and Azure are patched, but thousands of smaller providers are exposed. Once the host falls, attackers compromise every neighboring virtual machine. The threat level is equally severe at the application layer. A Chinese-aligned group known as UNK Mass Traction is currently infiltrating physics and engineering departments across North America. This maps the attack chain. They use phishing to trigger two round-cube webmail vulnerabilities, first stealing browser credentials, then executing remote code on the server. The final objective is dropping the V-shell tool, granting attackers persistent network access to siphon off sensitive research data. Highly sensitive national security research is currently being infiltrated through these multi-layer chains, exploiting the lack of strict email security at large academic institutions. Security failures are also surfacing in enterprise AI. Researchers recently discovered the write-out vulnerability in the Writer AI platform, a flaw in how these systems isolate client data. This flaw allowed a malicious agent to harvest session tokens from separate corporate clients, breaking the multi-tenant walls meant to keep company data strictly isolated. AI pattern recognition is also neutralizing individual digital anonymity by identifying the logic of human thought. Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin attempted to mask his authorship of an anonymous proposal by translating it into Chinese, running it through an AI translator back to English, and manually scrubbing his vocabulary. This timeline demonstrates the failure of those techniques. In under 2 hours, an AI model identified Buterin as the author, not by analyzing his words, but by fingerprinting the unique mathematical reasoning patterns underlying his arguments. For whistleblowers and activists, the implication is severe. Masking your IP address and altering your vocabulary are no longer enough if an algorithm can analyze the core structure of how you think. These shifts toward higher stakes environments are also appearing in the consumer market. Google is eliminating the 128 GB storage tier for the upcoming Pixel 11. This chart compares the base models. By establishing 256 GB as the new minimum, Google is effectively raising the entry cost for consumers by €100. In the crypto market, Binance has launched a new BTC yield product that trades market upside for passive income. This graph illustrates the covered call strategy. Users lock in Bitcoin as collateral, and Binance sells call options against it for weekly premium payouts. While generating income in a neutral market, if Bitcoin skyrockets during a bull run, your upside remains artificially capped. In both consumer hardware and crypto markets, the baseline for entry is shifting, forcing users to accept either higher upfront costs or limited profit potential to access premium tier services. Your tactical directives are clear. Patch your KVM infrastructure, update round-cube webmail servers immediately, and demand rigorous proof of multi-tenant isolation from AI vendors. Modern operational security has evolved. Masking your identity is the baseline. The real challenge is defending the recognizable patterns of your logic.